Oh, yeah. Thor, Love and Thunder. Guys, did you check out that teaser? That teaser was great, Lady Thor, right there. Oh, that was awesome. Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, where we actually do talk about the headlines. Thor Love and Thunder trailer just dropped, guys, and I did a trailer reaction for it. It'll be up in the cards and description below. If you are watching us live, I always talk with you guys in the live chat. If you have any comments, I'll definitely address it as we go through some of these topics. If you're watching us afterwards, you know that all of these topics will be linked in time codes for you guys in the description and comments section below. And if you want to follow me on all of the social medias, there they are. Prince Amleth in the live chat says, hey man, how's it going? How's your Monday? All right, let's get into Thor Love and Thunder right now, guys. Let's get into this trailer because this teaser really caught me off guard. It really surprised me on how awesome it is. So we're going to take a look at some of the screenshots. We're going to take a look at some of the scenes that it was only like a minute or so, but guys, it looked phenomenal. It looked like it had that kind of Taika Waititi flair to it, and the imagery in it, and of course it ended off with Lady Thor, and we got a new poster there too. We'll take a look at that new poster. I kind of dig it. It's kind of like that throwback to those 80s metal rock covers. And I think that's really cool. And of course, we heard Sweet Child of Mine in the trailer. So let's go take a look at the trailer. We'll take a look at some of the images at it, because I'm sure that everybody's going to be doing their breakdown videos today because it's just really cool, guys. Now, we're not going to watch the full trailer here because I just did a trailer reaction to it. So we'll take a look at some of the snippets here. It starts off with him going through the years, I guess. So there's going to be some memory of him growing up. And so I guess we're going to get flashbacks here. We know that his brother plays a version of Thor, and we know that Matt Damon is going to come back as Loki. So there's going to be some kind of weird thing going on. We'll take a look at the IMDb after we take a look at some of the images from the trailer here that really stood out. Like cinematically, it looked great. Now, we also will take a look at some of the Easter eggs that came out of here. I like that. Like the breathtaking imagery. Oh, let me blow this up here for you guys. What am I doing here? Okay, so yeah, like the cinematography in it looked absolutely stellar, and it looks like he it's got a scar there, and I can't tell if this is before he's decided to lose the weight or not, because we do see in the trailer here that he does work out from Endgame, right? So he's trying to lose the weight again. He's trying to get back up into shape. He's with the Guardians of the Galaxy right now. We know that, and it looks at some point in here in the trailer that he, departs. He gets left on a planet here, and you can't quite see it there on this part. Okay, so I'll show you here. He's down here working out, and there's some kind of big skull there, kind of like King Kong-ish maybe, with some chains. Very interesting imagery. Very interesting. So then, yeah, okay, there's that shot that we saw of him standing up on a rock with some people behind him, some blue people. So he's going to be a savior to some people at some point. And there he is with the Guardians. I guess maybe this will be what opens up the movie, them saving the day there. Can't quite tell if he's fat there or thin. It looks like he's thin there. So this is after he's worked out. So it'll pick up sometime after he's worked out again with the, after being with the Guardians for a while. And this is where it looks like they leave him behind. So they go and save some people, and then he's on this planet, and then there's the Guardians taking off, is what I'm guessing. And there's Korg, right? Him with Korg. And it looks like they're happy to be left behind there. They're kind of like, okay, whatever. And we knew that he was going to go off and try to have some adventures on his own. And some people in the comment section for this video were angry about that. We'll take a look at some of these comments. She didn't let that wasted Mjolnir go to waste. Yeah, and we'll talk about that hammer here in a few moments. This totally looks different to what I was expecting, and I love it. Chris Pratt and Hemsworth sharing a stage is so much chaos. Can't wait. The teaser is calmness before the storm. This is going to be epic. And what I liked about this teaser, it was a true teaser. It was a teaser that showed us stuff, but it didn't give too much away. And it was accented by the song "Sweet Child O' Mine" from Guns N' Roses. Now, it immediately made me want to pull out my guitar and play it, but yeah, it's a lick that I haven't really practiced, but it's a great lick, and I should play that on my electric guitar. But it was used really well in the trailer, and like this imagery, like what's going on here? He's on a boat with some kind of girl. Who is that girl? Do we get a good look at her face? He kisses her. That's not Jane, right? Let me slow that down for a second here, and we'll take a look at. It's not Jane. So he's going to have some other interest. I like he's like what do they call that in romance novels of like the ship captain and yeah, that's not Jane there. He's having some kind of other interest, right? Okay, whatever. You know, that romance novel of the ship captain having his way with the girls. Not every god. This trailer was so great. And okay, so people are saying that this is a new costume. And yeah, I think we saw that from the toys that were released a little while ago, that there was going to be some new toys that came along with this, like some new armor, because it's a little bit got some blue. It's got a little bit more blue in it. And I like that. And I like this shot too. It looks like his hammer there is powering up, and I don't know what this is. Oh, okay, this is Zeus. So this is Russell Crowe as Zeus. Now, we don't actually get to see what his face looks like, but we can see that they've put him in somewhat of a girdle of some kind. They have to, because Russell Crowe's not exactly in game shape anymore. But it's going to be interesting. This is the council, or the big hall where Zeus resides in Olympus, probably. And it's going to be interesting to see how this fits in. But this trailer did actually show us a lot. And we'll take a look at some of the breakdown here. There's him with Korg. Now, this is when he's on some other planet and he sees this huge thing in the background. This huge beast of some kind. And it's kind of like, it looks like it's been dead for a while. And it's been frozen. And New Asgard. So there's a boat, and looks like there's some cruise ships there in New Asgard where Valkyrie is there. We see Valkyrie. She's put on a suit. It looks like she doesn't like the fact that she's in charge of this place anymore, that she craves adventure of some kind. And this looks like it's more in Zeus's Olympus, Mount Olympus there. We can see them walking there. Ooh. Two Cape people there. So maybe is this when Lady Thor's there with him too? I don't know, but the trailer ends off with a huge bang, and you can tell with my reaction to it. Oh yeah, and Peter Quill there was talking about just being an inspiration and being with your people that you love. And I like the look on his face here. He's kind of like, ooh. So you do have a little bit of wisdom to you, but then he's realizing that he's not really looking at him. So that was fun. That was funny. I'm guessing, okay, so he's got that jacket on there when he's looking up, and this is when the ship is going to fly off through that shield. And, okay, so they say goodbye to each other, and we knew that they weren't going to be there for the entire film. And then he's going to go off and have the climax fighting Gore the God Butcher, which we didn't see in this trailer, which is fine because it's a teaser. And this teaser ended off with a huge bang by showing us Jane, Lady Thor. And you see the hammer here? It's got cracks in it. We'll talk about that in a few moments. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. What were your reactions to this when you saw this? Because when I saw this, I was just like, who? Wow. And he's got different armor on there too. Very interesting. So when this came down and showed us what was there, like, she looks so awesome. Like, that is her, right? That is Natalie Portman. Like, it's hard to tell just because the face gets a little bit distorted with that part of the mask, but that is so awesome. It has to be her. So you see that there's cracks here because it does get reforged, but reforged by who? I've heard that perhaps Moon Knight reforges it, and that's going to be weird, like that character for Moon Knight, but I don't know how that's all going to tie in. We'll have to see how this works. But I like that, just that shot alone, that reveal made me so happy. I almost busted out the microphone that I had here. Luckily, I got a limiter on it because when I saw this, was just like, yes, 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 yes. And she looks awesome. I can't wait to see her in action. Natalie Portman definitely is one of my favorite actresses out there. And guys, July 8th can't come fast enough. And as a teaser trailer, it's going to be nicely playing before Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So that's what we're going to see. And that's good timing. Okay. So they gave it out in good timing. That's the Thor Love and Thunder trailer, guys. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. And let's go through some articles now and talk about this this trailer. Actually, I wanted to take a look at some of the comments here. This is coming soon. So many cameos. Yes. Off the Cut Review says, yeah, this looks just about as terrible as I expected. What are you talking about, man? I can't believe how badly they've massacred my favorite Avenger these past couple of movies. Okay, so there are some morons out there that are just kind of like complaining about whatever they can complain about. But don't pay any mind to them. They're a bunch of they're not even worth it. Let's take a look at the IMDb first here and take a look at the cast. There's that new poster, July 8th, the sequel to Thor Ragnarok, the fourth in the Thor saga. Thor 4, as some people are saying it. Directed by Taika Waititi, who did the third one. Let's take a look at the cast. Karen Gillan is back as Nebula. Cool. I wonder how big of a part, though, she's going to have. Taika Waititi is Korg. Christian Bale is Gore the God Butcher. Natalie Portman's Jane Foster, and they're saying Matt Damon is Loki, so there's going to be like some kind of play that goes on in the background again, the thing that they did in the third movie. Chris Pratt as Peter Quill, Hemsworth is Thor, Russell Crowe is Zeus, Melissa McCarthy is Hela. Oh, right. Hela. That she was playing in the play as well, right? With Matt Damon as Loki. So is it going to have Sam Neill here as Odin? Yeah, it does. Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie, Sean Gunn as Craiglin, Luke Hemsworth as Thor actor. So there's going to be another small little play going on in this one. And that's the cast. Karen Gillan's going to be back. Because she wasn't really with the Guardians there. She went off with her sister at the end of Endgame, right? Interesting. Okay, so guys, we're going to take a longer look and diagnosis of this trailer. Why Mjolnir has blue marks and cracks, and I guess it's because it was after it was reforged, right? So she has the electricity, and as she's using the electricity, it lights up the little cracks in there, the parts that were put back together, because the hammer in Endgame was the one from the past. So this isn't the one from Endgame that Captain was using. This is the one that got reforged after it was destroyed by Hela, right? And I guess they're going to show a little bit of, maybe not a little bit of backstory on that, but they don't need to, because we get it. How does Jane Foster, Mjolnir, and Thor and Love and Thunder fix? How does she fix it? So this is up on Screen Rant, guys. And of course, as I said, everybody out there today is going to be having their breakdowns and walkthroughs and saying that it's awesome, and it was awesome. It just really got me hyped for this. If you guys have any comments in the live chat, let me know, and we'll talk about it. Is there one more article here that we can take a look at? Okay, yeah, let's take a look at this article. This is another article on Screen Rant. Thor Love and Thunder trailer breakdown. 10 story reveals and secrets. And let's go through what they've pulled out here. Thor isn't a superhero anymore. Well, he does train again in this. We see him training again in this. Maybe he's just not into saving the day for everybody anymore. I don't know what they're getting at with that. These hands were once used for battle. Now they're but humble tools for peace, he says. Was that in the trailer? Yeah, must have been, right? But okay, so they're saying that that's the clue that he's not a super. He is a superhero, guys. Don't worry about that. I don't see what the big deal with that. Fat Thor from Avengers Endgame returns. Yeah, we saw that. So that's probably just going to be a flashback. Thor and the Guardians team up. Yeah, and this is probably when they team up, and then they're going to say goodbye, and they take off, saving these blue people from some kind of tragedy. Oh, we saw that. Thor gets a new costume. Yep. Russell Crowe Zeus brings Greek gods to the MCU. Yeah. And that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, to see how they bring that in, and have it be cohesive. Because, well, I guess they use Norse mythology and they can bring in Greek mythology. And of course, well, isn't that already a little bit from the Eternals that they brought in some of the Greek gods? Didn't they bring that in a little bit already? Um, um, Hela. Was Hela a god? A Greek god? No. King Valkyrie meets with Earth's world leaders. Earth's world leaders. Okay. Thor and Star-Lord's bromance continues. Well, it doesn't look like it. I wouldn't really call it a bromance. It's more like Star-Lord's just intimidated by his machismo. And he's always trying to step up, right? But it looks like they are friends, and that's cool. Mjolnir is reforged after Thor Ragnarok. Yep. Okay. Natalie Portman returns as Jane Foster, Mighty Thor. Okay, so Natalie Portman promptly exited. Yeah, and it's good to see her back. And if she got a chance to be like the big superhero, and she looks good there. I don't know how they're going to do this, though. Is it just going to be her face on somebody else's body? Because I'm pretty sure her arms aren't that big. That's what else that threw me. Is that her or isn't her? It is her, but it's kind of like she's going to have like one of those workout videos behind the scenes of her in the gym working out. But she's a fantastic actress. I love Natalie Portman, and they're going to reunite, and it looks like that's what she's going to be revealed to him and in that scene, because you can see that he looks shocked there. He's got different armor on there. He's got fur on. So I don't know how that's going to play out. It better not be just in a post-credit scene. I'm hoping that they team up to take out Gore the God Butcher, Christian Bale's Gore. I hope the two of them team up, because we did see in that one shot in the trailer that there were two people walking around the huge platforms and walkways they had there in Olympus. Prince Amleth in the live chat says she's 5'2" and 110 pounds, and that's what I mean. I'm like, she looks like that arm looks like, well, it's bigger than mine. My muscles are not that big anyway. I need to change that. Just like Thor, maybe. This kind of inspires some people out there to get back on the wagon of working out and getting rid of some of that fat. Maybe that's what I need to do, is that rope thing. Tone up my arms a little bit. But yeah, I think that trailer looked absolutely stellar, guys. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and we will definitely talk about that more. If anybody else joins us in the live chat and wants to talk about it, definitely let me know, and we'll go back to this, because this is the big topic of the day, and everybody's going to be talking about this. All right. That was a long time. No rope, all steroids. Well, you don't know. Well, yeah. Ooh. All right. Let's move on to the weekend box office report. Okay, so this is the weekend box office report for April 15th to the 17th for 2022. The top 5 are: number 1, Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. Number 2 was Sonic the Hedgehog. Number 3 was The Lost City. Number 4 was Everything Everywhere All at Once. Cool. And number 5 was Father Stu. Now, we're going to break down some of these numbers a little bit and see, was Fantastic Beasts a bomb? Was it? I don't think so. Some people will say that it is, but it's not. KGF Chapter 2 made $2.8 million in the 9 spot. Duel, Karen Gillan. We just talked about Karen Gillan as Nebula. She's got a movie out, a movie where she plays like a clone of herself. We'll take a look at those numbers. Only 125,000. And the other one that I wanted to take a look at here was We're All Going to the World's Fair, a horror movie about this girl that finds other people online, and there's a weird mystery. We talked about it this weekend on the Weekend Horror Roundup, where we looked at that trailer for We're All Going to the World's Fair, where it's like an online game that has like this curse on it. Really interesting. Really interesting looking. But let's get into the number 1 spot with Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. 43 million domestically. Well, is that so? Yes, 43 domestically, but 154.4 million internationally. and it made 193.4 million worldwide, and that is close to its production budget of 200 million. Now, it's it's going to break even, and it's going to actually make a little bit of money because it's got another weekend here before Doctor Strange 2 comes out. So it's going to make some cheddar, but not a lot. Not a lot. So by no means can someone tell you that Fantastic Beasts 3 is going to be a bomb, but it's not going to be a huge success. It's not going to be a huge success that will give the studio a green light to make number 4 and 5. I think number 4 and 5 are off the table now. Prince Amleth says in the live chat, Mark Wahlberg spent $12 million of his personal account to make Father Stu. And Father Stu came in the 5th spot there and was at 5.7 million. Let's pull up that number. Let's pull up those numbers for Father Stu. And it's about like this convict guy that turns to the cloth, right? From the trailers we saw. Follows the life of Father Stuart Long, a boxer turned priest who inspired countless people during his journey of self-destruction to redemption. Yeah, so he was a boxer. And I saw the trailers. I liked the trailers for it. It made 8 million domestically. It doesn't have a wide release yet, but I'm sure that some international numbers will come in. So he said he spent 12 million of his personal money. Okay. Let's take a look at the budget for that then. Because I'm guessing maybe 15 million maybe. Of course, you don't have anything that jumps out at me right now. If there's going to be anything in here for the Father Stu numbers, it'll maybe be on the wiki page here. Box office budget. No budget. But, yeah. And it has Mel Gibson in it, which still turns some people off, but I don't really worry about that stuff. Father Stu financial information. Let's take a look at this. See if this... they try to show in some other stuff here, but... okay, so they don't say what the budget was, but you're saying 12 million, Prince Amleth there. I believe that. And yeah, 12 million, because it's not a big budget visual effects kind of heavy film, Father Stu. So yeah. Sonic 2 came in at 30 million. And that's pushing over 231 million worldwide. That's a huge success. So we know that the third one's going to get that made. Now, KGF is a movie out of India, and that was in the 9th spot there. KGF Chapter 2 is Kannada. So, and it's got a big, huge rock star, not Rocky, Rocky star. Rocky is his name in the movie, but they call him the rocking star, Yash. And he's a big star. Lots of people like him. But these numbers are not going to be accurate. It shows us domestic 2.8 million for here, but international numbers are going to be much bigger. It's going to be like lots of crore. They call it crore over there. It's like 10 million rupees is a crore or something like that or something. I can't remember how it works, but the numbers in India are not being reflected here, but they're going to be much higher. They're going to be like our big blockbusters there. So KGF, definitely Chapter 2 is going to be big. And here's that Karen Gillan movie, Duel, 125,000. Now, well, I'm interested in because I'm a huge Karen Gillan fan. It's about this clone. She makes a clone of herself, and then the clone has to duel her for the right to survive. And she gets trained by the guy from Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul. Aaron Paul trains her to fight her clone. It's just a weird concept, but that opened up, and I hope that gets a little bit more buzz because I was looking forward to that premise, and I thought it was cool. And there's that We're All Going to the World's Fair, that horror movie that we looked at on the weekend. But Fantastic Beasts, 43 million for the first weekend. It's going to be about half that next week. And The Northman comes out next week. And can The Northman make more than 20 million at the box office? I hope so. I really hope so. But Sonic will be around 15 million next weekend. Oh, Yeah, Fantastic Beasts might fall to the second spot because the Northman is getting a lot of buzz. It's getting a lot of buzz. And let's take a look at the tomato meter for Fantastic Beasts. What's it sitting at here? 49% from the critics and 85% from the audience. So the audience is appreciating Fantastic Beasts a lot more than the critics. And we took a look at some of the quotes here. So most people liked it. So yeah, it may be able to retain it next week as number one, but the Northman, as much as us hardcore movie fans are looking forward to it, I feel like perhaps it might not be able to make 20, unless Fantastic Beasts falls more than 50%, which is possible. It is possible. Anything else here that jumps out? Lost City is still hanging in there with Sandra Bullock. That one was fun. And I really need to go out and see Everything Everywhere all at once. This one is getting the talk of the town. It's one of those weird abstract movies where she's like living in different multiverses. And she's like a cook in one. She's a martial arts expert in another one. And it looks really, really awesome. I got to check that one out. But guys, that's the weekend box office report for April 15th to the 17th. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. All right, let's move on to James Gunn, who's got a number of quotes here, where he is at with the MCU, because people want to know, and where he sits after Guardians of the Galaxy and where he sits in the DCEU. James Gunn clarifies comments on his future with Marvel and DC. Well, because he did Suicide Squad and Peacemaker and stuff like that. And guys, he phenomenal work. So where does he stand now? He had a quote here on his Twitter where people were asking him about that. Let's pull that up here a little bit bigger, and I'll read you his quotes here. Well, what is said was, there are presently no characters at either Marvel or DC that I want to be working with right now that I am not. So that's a key part, that I am not. So he doesn't want to work with anybody new, just the ones that he's currently using. And yes, I know it's either obtuse or linguistically Olympian, depending on your point of view. Yeah, so it's definitely, some people are just running with it and saying, oh, he doesn't want to work with them anymore, or what does this mean to the Guardians? Well, he's already stated that the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be the last installment of this group of characters. And we know that Drax, Batista doesn't want to play that role anymore, especially if James Gunn's not going to be part of it. And it just goes on to say, elaborate a little bit more. Whatever the out of the way there. Whatever the case, I'm currently working on a lot of projects, including a few unknown to the general public. And I'm speaking for where I'm right this moment, not tomorrow or next year or 5 years down the line, right now. So he's talking about right now. But people want to know what's coming. I don't remember having said I wasn't interested in that. I just said that because I love beef stroganoff doesn't mean I have a desire to make it. Hey, I like beef stroganoff. Little hamburger helper there. It doesn't hurt anybody. But people just we're probing him for information, for quotes. Oh, God. Thor's going to be all over the place today, guys. But James Gunn, that makes sense. So we know that people were wanting him to continue on and make more MCU stuff, and that's just not on the table. He's focusing in on Guardians right now. And as far as the DC movies, Peacemaker is definitely getting a season 2, right, guys? So I don't see why people are getting up in arms about this. I don't think there's anything. Film Geek says, obviously, meaning that he is working on the ones he wants to be working on. Exactly. People expect too much sometimes. They just want everything all at once. Hey, talking about that movie again. Hey, it comes up. James Gunn clarifies his comments there for his MCU. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. What were the other projects that you thought that you wanted to see from James Gunn in the MCU? What other characters do you think that he would have been good at handling? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Okay, let's move on to Star Wars. James Gunn was going to be working with Star Wars? Well, I think a lot of fans out there have this, like the fan directors that they would want to take on with this installment. We had to clarify this too a little bit. James Gunn shares why he's not interested in directing Star Wars right now. Well, because as we just heard, he's so focused in on Guardians right now, and then whatever DC Peacemaker projects are going to be down the line there too. There was a possibility of another spinoff from Suicide Squad 2, right? With possibly King Shark or something like that. So we'll have to see how all of that plays out. But yeah, people were saying that, well, if Kevin Feige makes one, who's going to direct it? And we'll have to see. The Star Wars movie Galaxy is kind of all up in the air right now as the studio kind of figures out what they want to do. And that's good. I hope they decide, they figure out the plan first. Write the scripts all first. You've had all this time. You can't tell me that everybody's been sitting on their hands waiting for somebody to tell them to write a script for Star Wars. There's lots of them out there. They just gotta find them. Okay, so somebody, Farnham, this is from a couple days ago on Friday. He said, please make a Star Wars trilogy. And James Gunn replied, I'm finishing a Guardians trilogy. That's enough space opera for me at this moment. So there you go. There you go. That's all the Star Wars quote was, is that somebody asked him to make a Star Wars movie, and he replied, he's got enough on his plate. And that makes sense. That totally makes sense. James Gunn, and I misspelled it there in my graphic. Whoops. I don't think anybody will notice too much, will they? Well, it is there all the time. Michelle Pfeiffer in the MCU. Yes, apparently she just wrapped her work on Ant-Man 3. Ant-Man 3. Michelle Pfeiffer filming on Ant-Man 3 was nerve-wracking. Really. To tell you the truth, she was one of the best parts of Ant-Man and the Wasp coming back. That was great casting, seeing her work with Michael Douglas. And apparently it was very nerve-wracking. Nerve-wracking. She was on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon the other day. And if you go check out this article on Coming Soon, and I'm sure if you go to the Tonight Show, she talks about her work on the MCU there. And it was an interesting listen. And this is why it was daunting for her. They pulled a quote here. You don't really know what you're getting into, and then you get a script right before you start shooting, and then it changes every day, and then you shoot the movie, and you wrap, and then it changes again. So that's the way because the MCU has those scripts that change all the time, that they want to try to put secrets in there. They put multiple endings at sometimes so that nobody knows what the real ending is. And I could see how that could be a little bit nerve-wracking, especially as you're an actor that likes to prepare for your role. You prepare for it to be a certain way, and then all of a sudden it changes. And then you film something to be a certain way, and they change it in post. So I can totally understand. It's like, hey, I didn't film it like that. How did they get that? Is my face CG? It's kind of like, ooh, okay. Yeah, but go check out that interview there. It's very interesting. And Michelle Pfeiffer is always a class act. You can't go wrong with Michelle Pfeiffer. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. All right. We're moving through this day. I didn't think we would have enough topics, but we do. The Wonder Twins. You know that they were making this Wonder Twins movie, right? The Wonder Twins HBO Max movie powers activate with KJ Apa and Isabel May. Now this KJ Apa is on that series Riverdale. He plays Archie. And I don't know who this Isabel May is, so we'll take a look at her resume here in a few moments. Now, The Wonder Twins is going to be on HBO Max, and The Wonder Twins are lesser known superheroes. They were part of the they were part of the Justice League at some points, weren't they? So they're in the DCEU, but it's going straight. Oh yeah, Super Friends. That was back when they were called. They were Super Friends, not the Justice League. They wore those hideous off purple costumes. She's gorgeous. I'm in. Cool. Isabel May kicked ass in 1983. Terrific actress. Okay, so people are praising her. That's good. Where aren't the twins? No, I'm not going to read that. Good. Let's take a look at who this Isabel May is. And, well, we know that guy's from Archie. Let's take a look at who this Isabel May is. Ooh. Okay. And apparently she's a good actress. Oh, there she is on the red carpet for something on Netflix. Let's take a look at her IMDb. Okay. 1983, I hear it's supposed to be good. And this is like the prequel to Yellowstone, right? Alexa and Kate. Oh, she was in Young Sheldon. Okay. I never watched Young Sheldon. I was a Big Bang Theory fan. I watched that, and once that wrapped, I had no interest in Young Sheldon. Wonder Twins. So she's announced there. IMDb is up to date there. Oh, she's got a lot of TV stuff there. Okay. All right. So that's who Isabel May is, and we got some testimonials out there that she's a good actress. And Wonder Twins for HBO Max. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I don't know how it's going to work, how that's going to pan out, if people are going to receive it well. They seem to be cashing in on a lot of these lesser-known heroes, both from the DCEU, because they got Blue Beetle coming out from that, and on the MCU they have Madame Web, some weird abstract horror or villain from Spider-Man. And I don't know, I think maybe they need to pull back and go back to the tent poles and just make good stories with Spider-Man and all that stuff. We don't need these weird side projects. I think if Kraven the Hunter comes out and doesn't do well, like Morbius didn't do well, if they have like 2 of those in a row, then I think they'll pull back from that. They can't have these side projects anymore. They'll have to do it just like Wonder Twins is, by putting it straight out to HBO Max or Netflix, right? Or something on the streaming platforms. But talking about Netflix, let's go in and talk about this Zack Snyder story. He's making a film for Netflix called Rebel Moon. And it's going to be in 2 parts. And the headline here is a little bit misleading, but I'll clarify it for you. Is avoiding WB's biggest mistake. Because they're saying that Justice League was supposed to be 2 parts, and they should have filmed both parts. Yes, they should have. They definitely should have. But they changed that and made him make 1 movie. And then, of course, we got the big fallout from that. So Netflix is not going to make that mistake. They're going to let him make Rebel Moon in the full 2 parts, and then we'll go from there. And Zack Snyder working with Netflix, I think that's a good fit. I like that fit. He's had success there, obviously, with Army of the Dead, even though some people didn't like it. It's a movie that I didn't hate, but it's a movie that I didn't revisit. Army of the Dead. Yeah. So he's got success there. And this Rebel Moon is going to be filmed in 2 parts. I thought they gave us a quick synopsis of what Rebel Moon's going to be about. Can Zack Snyder make a shorter film? Yes. And I wish it would be dialed back. Like these 2-hour epics are just, or these 2.5-hour epics are just getting a little bit long. It's kind of like I'm sitting in the theater going, just get on with it already. Okay. Rebel Moon will be in parts 1 and 2, and it's a sci-fi thriller. I thought it had Chris Pratt in it. I thought they announced some of the actors already for Rebel Moon. Okay. And if they don't, then I'm going to have to pull up the old IMDb for who's going to be in this. I thought they did. Let's pull up the old Rebel Moon. Sophia Boutella, Charlie Hunnam, Jaimin Hansu, Duna Bay, Ray Fisher. Okay, yes. So Ray Fisher is going to get another chance working with Zack Snyder. Carrie Elways, Corey Stoll. Big cast. Big cast. Jenna Malone. Cool. Can't go wrong with Jenna Malone. She's awesome. And of course, she would have worked with Zack Snyder on Punch. What the heck was that movie with all the girls? Not Punch Drunk Love. What am I thinking? Not. It's got. Let's just take a look at Jenna Malone's resume, and I'll tell you. It'll pull up what she was in of Zack Snyder's. It's when all the girls are like in that mental hospital, and Sucker Punch. There we go, Sucker Punch. Whoops. So let's take a look at the cast here for Rebel Moon. Rupert Friend, Charlie Hunnam, Sophia Boutella, can't go wrong with her. Jenna Malone, Corey Stoll, Jaimin Hansu, Carrie Elways. Cool, man. He can always speak with an English accent. Ray Fisher, Sky Yang. So it's going to be filmed in 2 parts. You got a synopsis for us here. The people of a galaxy sends a young woman to seek out warriors from other planets to help them from a tyrannical armies that are terrorizing their peaceful colony. That sounds very grandiose. That sounds big. And, well, if it's going to be filmed in 2 parts, then yeah, it has to be big. Zack Snyder, and, I wish I didn't see his name on the writer's list. But it is what it is. Rebel Moon! What do you guys think about that? Zack Snyder on Netflix. We don't have any release date yet. It just says in production there. In production. So if anything more drops about that, I will let you guys know as soon as I do. And guys, we're rounding up at 12. What are we? At 43 minutes already, which is usually longer than I like to go. But we'll take a look at the... I haven't looked at the Reddit feed in a while, and I wanted to do that. So we'll do that, and if we got time, maybe we won't look at the Twitter. There's that new poster again. I like that new poster. Because sometimes, the Reddit feeds, they do have little Easter eggs in there that we skipped, that we might have missed. 28 Days Later celebrates 2 decades of Danny Boyle's zombie epic. So that was, 20 years ago. The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is a lot more mature than I remember. And it was the best TMNT movie that came out. Okay, so. All right. I think that's it for today, guys. Top Gun. Oh, yes! They did drop there's like a training montage for Maverick that came out. And I'm not going to be able to play it all here, guys, but it looks like it's... get that out of here. It shows them like training underwater and stuff like that. Like there's going to be an escape sequence underwater. And it looks like they're actually in the cockpit there flying around, taking the stick. Cool, man. Top Gun Maverick is definitely going to be one of those movies out there where I'm going to be like really anticipating it. Really anticipating it. I can't wait for it. All right. So what's coming up later today, guys? Unless a huge trailer drops, unless some breaking news, we'll just take a quick glance at the Twitterverse, because this is where the breaking news usually breaks. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are partnered with Netflix on a new initiative that will expand underrepresented communities across career opportunities. Participants will secure access on set production training and job placements this year on Netflix productions. Cool. See, now that's awesome. That they would go to bat for like the smaller man. That's awesome. Ryan Reynolds, total class act. He's got these other side businesses with like his he's got like a vodka or something. He's got other things going on, and he's just stellar. Like he's got to be up there as one of my idols for sure. This solidifies it. expand underrepresented communities. So maybe people like me that can have a chance to work on a Netflix movie. That would be cool. Okay. All right. Hemsworth. Yeah, and as I said, everybody's going to be talking about that Thor trailer. So I'm not expecting too much here. The Batman team considered shaving Robert Pattinson's hair off for the role. What? What? I didn't. Oh, that comes out today on the streaming services, guys. The early digital release for the Batman drops today, and I think either this week we're gonna start doing some. We're gonna watch Batman on this channel, a watch along, and it may be in two parts. I may do the first half one day and the second half the other day because it's 3 hours for me to do for like doing the movie news show and then taking a look at the Batman for 3 hours. Once I get my copy of the Batman here, we're going to do a live watch along for the Batman for sure. Shaving his head. What are they talking about here? I'm glad we didn't go down that road. The long hair really helped with creating that side of his character. And they said that the long hair was inspired from Kurt Cobain. That was where they were trying to draw that inspiration from. And that worked. Okay. So, guys, let's wrap it up there. And if you don't know how this channel works, guys, we talk everything movies. We talk trailer reactions, movie reviews, movie news daily, 12 p.m. Monday to Friday Eastern there. And on the weekends, on Saturday, we round up all the horror movie news. We watch trailers together, and you'll get all the info there. And we do movie watch-alongs that are coming up. And I think this afternoon on Netflix, we're going to check out this movie called Choose or Die, because it's only an hour and 24 minutes, so it'll be a quick little watch with well, he's not little anymore, Asa Butterfield. This was the guy that was in contention to be Spider-Man before Tom Holland came along, and then, well, we know how that story worked. And it's a horror movie about, after firing up a lost 80s survival horror game, a young coder unleashes a hidden curse that tears reality apart, forcing her to make terrifying decisions and face deadly consequences. Her. But they're showcasing Asa Butterfield there. So her, I'm guessing, is her. Who is that? Lola Evans. Kayla. Robert Englund is in this. Cool, man. Freddy himself. So we are going to check this out today, guys. So we're going to watch Choose or Die on Netflix. It's going to be up on the channel. We'll do a live reaction to it, 2:30 p.m. Hope you guys can join us for that. And guys, we talk everything movies. So let me know in the comments what you thought about all of this. Hope you can join us someday for the live chat there. And as I always do, I'll talk to you guys there. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more movie news. And if you want to watch that Choose or Die, let me know, and well, come join us and we'll have some fun watching some movies together.